What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Pokemon Podcast. My name is SBJ, and with me today is Will.
I love you, Steve, and I love Zapdos.
Zapdos?
That's all I got.
Like the Pokemon?
That's Zapdos. He's the second one I've
I wasn't sure if you said Zappos, like the shoe company.
I do like Zappos as well.
They're both
I'll tell you, I don't like the place that you buy your clothes. Unnamed company.
What? Fair enough.
Fair enough.
They don't even start with a Z.
Can we get back to the fact of how many people's brains exploded because I said I love you, Steve, and like there's all these like shipping people who are like hitting Twitter right now. Oh, Steve will. It's true. It's true. It's gonna come true. Well, I believe Irene is actually already tweeting that out.
I guess. Am I echoey? Did I fix the echo?
You fixed the echo.
All right, I fixed the echo. The other guest we have today is Logan, returning from his long... you've been away for like, I don't know, like 10 episodes?
5, 10, whatever. Hey, everybody. I'd like to thank Will in a small Healthy Living segment for inspiring me to go for a run today.
Healthy Living?
Let's
talk about healthy living, because a lot of people wanted healthy living to come back. So let's do a little healthy living. I bought the new Coca-Cola milk.
The what?
Would you stop at the Coca-Cola milk? Oh my lord!
Coca-Cola milk?
Yeah, Coca-Cola now makes milk. There's no soda in it, but
do you guys like? But Coca-Cola didn't make it. A cow made it. It's the same as other milk.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
Are you sure it's cow milk?
I've heard. I'm not.
Yeah, it could be.
What kind of milk is it? It could be
goat milk. So I bought the chocolate milk because I try to drink a glass of milk a day. That's like my new. That was my healthy living goal prior when we were doing healthy living.
So the food pyramid has milk in it, but the Harvard food plate doesn't have any milk in it. So you might want to research like how much milk you should be drinking, because it's zero.
Can we keep this simple? No, milk is good for you. So keep your anti-milk bias to yourself and have a nice cold frosty glass of Coca-Cola milk.
The food pyramid has a milk bias.
I mean,
you don't need milk.
What's going to be healthier, like a glass of milk or a can of soda?
That would be a glass of milk.
There you go.
Yes.
This is what, this is what the milk does for me. It eliminates one can of soda from my breakfast.
All right, well, that's fair. That's healthier living.
That is.
What about the V8?
I'm working on the V8. The V8's like hard to drink. It's so thick and gross.
It's so delicious. I believe we have a deal that you're going to drink a glass of V8 a day, or I'm not going to Gen Con.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Wait, you have to drink a glass of V8 a day.
Okay, so Coca-Cola milk is like ultra pasteurized. I believe it's lactose milk free. What are you, lactose intolerant? So you can drink it then?
It doesn't have lactose?
It's low lactose.
Yeah, yes. Low lactose. And then it has 50% more protein and 50% less sugar if you're drinking the chocolate milk version.
50% less sugar than other chocolate milk? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
50% more protein gets you muscular.
I mean, it's definitely thicker than regular milk. You can kind of, just when you're drinking it, you can tell that it's thicker, but not thick enough where it's disgusting.
Okay.
I think I'll just happily drink a glass of whole milk.
I drink almond milk.
It's probably way thinner than whole milk. Whole milk's really gross.
Why? It is not. What's gross about it? It's
so
delicious.
Thick.
It's not. What is thick? How you're?
It's like
you're
2% is the best possible milk.
Are you drinking a? No. Incorrect. No. 2%. And here's your science for the day. Vitamin A and vitamin D, which you'll notice are added to milk, are fat-soluble vitamins. So if you remove the fat from the milk, you're not going to be able to absorb the vitamin A and the vitamin D. And I'll tell you both of you are lacking vitamin D. You need more vitamin D.
It's true.
I mean, no one's going to argue with you there. Coca-Cola milk though, healthy living.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Can you buy it at Target?
Yeah, I got it at Target. What's
like
it called? I think
significantly-
it's called Fair Life.
Fair Life.
Fair Life. It does. I don't think it says Coca-Cola anywhere on it. I think you just got to know that Coke made it.
Is it better than regular milk?
As in, like, taste?
As in whatever metric you want to go with.
I think so.
All right.
It's pretty good. I compared it to the almond milk in my fridge because Irene bought almond milk, and Irene said it was better in every statistic on the bottle.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
So,
I've never
like,
had
it has-
almond milk.
Well, almond milk has a lot of protein. It doesn't have any lactose, so it's got some of the same good benefits that the Coca-Cola milk has there.
Yeah, it has more protein and less sugar. I would say that's better statistics.
Yeah.
This is a Pokemon podcast. Episode 158. No Travis with us today. He's not on the milk bandwagon, so just push him aside.
That's why he's so slight.
What? Travis?
Yeah, he's such a slight little thing.
You know, I asked him to record last week, and he was like, no, I got exams. And I was like, all right, fair enough.
Anyways.
Exams. Who needs college or...
Yeah, a degree.
Yeah, it's useless. Just make podcast.
Yeah.
Make podcast. Let's talk about some Pokemon stuff. We'll actually the show will start with some news. We'll probably take a break. We'll come back. We'll get Logan's opinions on the auras. We haven't gotten them yet, and he might be the one positive person about it, but possibly. And then we'll come back, and we have some questions to answer that you guys sent in, and then we'll do our item of the week, because right now it's working better than Pokemon of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We like to buy stuff. All right, some news. I wasn't ready for this. Stand by. Okay. There is $2 million up for grabs at the 2015 Pokemon World Championship. Most of that is in scholarships. So the Pokemon World Championships will take place this year, August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in Boston.
Yes, correct. They will take place in Boston on those dates. Yes.
And I believe starting just this weekend is going to be the regionals. Is that what they're calling them still?
It's going to be the Winter Regionals.
So if you are in St. Louis, Missouri, you can spend your Valentine's Day, February 14th and 15th, at the St. Charles Convention Center.
Been there.
Portland, Oregon, 14th and 15th at the Doubletree by Hilton. Mm-hmm. Dowswell, Virginia.
Dewswell,
Virginia. The Expedition.
It's where Paramount's King's Dominion is.
At Meadow Event Park. Lancaster, California. Pioneer Event Center. And the Kissimmee, Florida.
Kissimmee.
I like Kissimmee better. That's actually February 28th through March 1st at the Park Inn by Radisson Resort and Conference Center.
Is that the only one that's not on the 14th and 15th?
Yep.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee. Is anyone going to these? I'm not.
No.
I'm not going to any of those,
I'm
no.
going to be going to your house on that weekend, so...
Yeah, we got to spend Valentine's Day together.
That's true. It is the
sweet
holiday of love.
The holiday of shipping. What else do we have?
The next event that I'll go to are the ones in March, because that's the ones that are anywhere near me.
The Atlanta Regionals will be in May.
Yeah. There's also some events in Savannah and Charleston in March. I just want to go to some events before I go to an actual regional.
Probably a good idea.
For video game, right? Not TCG.
Yeah, I don't do the TCG right now.
Very smart. If you are a Pokemon Bank subscriber or you plan on renewing, anyone who accesses their account between February 27th and November 30th will receive special versions of Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr.
With hidden abilities.
Is Pokemon Bank like auto update, or do I have to make another purchase to get that? Because they have that little number that's counting down, and in my head, all I can think is that at the end of that countdown, all my Pokemon die. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they get released into the wild. They don't die, but they're sent out into the world.
Well, they don't belong to me anymore, and it's very important to me to keep them.
I'm sure mine needs to be renewed, but unless you log into it, is that when it tell you?
I mean, it just gives you like a number. So like it used to be like 200 and something, and now it's like 30. And I'm like, oh god, they're all gonna be released.
Down to death.
I'm sure it'll make it clear when it's time to renew.
It's like Majora's Mask. You have like 72 hours.
When the moon is coming to your Pokemon.
I had statistics for these Pokemon. They have like special moves.
Hidden abilities.
Yeah, hidden abilities, yeah.
But now I lost them.
Ooh, is it time for the Pokemon 503 code to be active yet?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Shell Armor Samurott Pokemon distribution has started. So to get your Samurott, enter Pokemon 503 under Mystery Gift, and that will let you download him.
It's only in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, not an X and Y.
Correct. And then if you need your Reckless Emboar, that is Pokemon 500. And if you want your Contrary Superior, Pokemon 497.
Oh man, he's so fun because he does Leaf Storm and he gets better and it's great.
And then all three Pokemon are available until November 30th, which I think is the same for Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr. So I have like a feeling something's going to happen around November 30th.
Yeah, you would assume.
Do you think they're going to announce a new game in either this month or next month?
I would not be surprised if they did. They normally announce it in March, and then it's usually planned for November, December, October.
Do you think it's going to be a new Pokemon Ranger?
No. I think it's going to be like Pokemon Z or some other version because Pokemon is now annualized.
Yeah, do you take pleasure in breaking my heart?
Yes. Valentine's Day.
He has to break it so they can put it back together on Valentine's Day.
Unbreak my heart.
I talked about this last week on that badly recorded episode that 3 new Pokemon were announced for Pokemon Tekken, Pokemon Fighters, whatever they're calling it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about that game, you guys.
So we have Suicune, Pikachu, and Gallade?
Gallade, yeah, that's what you said on the last show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have no idea. Like, dog characters in fighting games are always broken and like make the game less fun. So I feel like that's going to happen to Suicune and Pikachu. Like, I don't know how they're going to get away with that without it being weird. Short
I have
characters.
no idea what you're talking about.
So like Pokemon fighting game.
So no, I know that. I don't know what he's talking about. Like the dog characters are broken.
So Suicune is 4-legged. So
what fighting game has dog characters?
Well, like the Naruto one had a dog character, and Marvel vs. Capcom has a couple that are short.
I played Marvel vs. Capcom once in that arcade in the mall in Indianapolis. That's all I know about the entire game.
Well, anyway, when you have a short character, like half of the other characters' moves don't work on them because they are high attacks that would hit, like a torso. And that character doesn't have to do anything to dodge those attacks. They just exist below those attacks. So it normally sucks to play against those characters. So I don't know. We'll have to see how they implement that. I mean, Tekken is a real good game as far as like balance and stuff for a fighting game. So they'll probably do a good job. But I'm really excited. I hope they do it right.
If you like fighting and hurting things, sure.
Yeah. My next question was, like, are you guys into fighting games? Because the last fighting game I was super into was like Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah. I mean, Soul Calibur, that's the same folks made Soul Calibur that made Tekken, right? Because Yoshimitsu is in both.
But yeah, possibly. I don't know. I know Link was in a Soul Calibur at one point.
Yeah, he was in Soul Calibur 3. Or, no, 2. It was in 2.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was just the third game in the series.
I don't even like video games, so no.
Yeah, I'm way into fighting games, actually. I really like them. So I'm very excited to beat people up in Pokemon.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get another Pokemon game this year besides this one. I know that's weird to say, but like I just want the next game to be really good, like how X and Y was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here comes the email. Steve hates Pokemon again.
No. But yeah, you're right, because I just finished up my playthrough on Pokemon X, and it just in every way is so much better. It really is.
A solid game. It's a very solid game.
It's really good. But Game Freak hasn't made their announcement yet because they're working on some new game.
Not the horse racing game.
No, not that one.
Okay.
Could be though. Horses away. I'd buy that.
I know that Camel Up made me rethink racing games.
What if it was horses with Tetris blocks and balloons?
Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Puyo Puyo Horsey Tetris.
Man, I played Puyo Puyo Tetris. Can't understand a word in that game until I get to the Tetris screen, and then I'm all about it. All Japanese.
Yeah, that's dedication to play Puyo Puyo Tetris.
It's good. It's good. It's good import. That's pretty much all the news we have. It's like this weird time after Omega Ruby and before whatever next announcement is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Primal Clash packs are out for sale. If you want to throw your money away on worthless pieces of cardboard with pictures printed on them, go right ahead.
You can also pay money for imaginary versions of those cards in the app.
That's true. Hey, I found the hidden abilities here for the Pokemon Bank JoJo starters. Meganium will have Leaf Guard, Typhlosion will have Flash Fire, and for Alligator will have Sheer Force.
Sounds good.
There you go. There you go. I don't think there's anything else. The Diancie movie... No. Yeah, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction comes out this month on DVD.
It aired yesterday on Cartoon Network because I saw some of it.
Was it good?
I missed it. Maybe it's on my TiVo.
I didn't watch the entire thing, but the sequences with right at the beginning, it just showed a bunch of Pokemon, just hordes of them everywhere, and that sequence was really beautiful. And I really liked it.
Like the same way that every Pokemon movie starts?
yes, but seriously, this one set itself apart. I mean, I understand that
in the Pokemon world, there are these magical creatures, and there's like 50 billion types of Pokemon coming out. It was
the exact same speech they always give, but seriously, it struck me as very pretty. And then Diancie, just makes diamonds. Too many diamonds.
Diamonds.
Makes lots of diamonds.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Movies. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we can talk about auras. Hopefully good, possibly bad. We'll find out after the break. And we are back from our break. Logan, let's put you on the spot. What'd you think of Pokemon Ors?
So I like it a lot more than you guys like it. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that in every Pokemon game, I use repels as soon as they're available and don't stop using repels for the whole game. So that water stuff didn't really bug me because I didn't get in any random encounters. But I thought they did a lot of cool stuff, like where like the Wingles will fly over your head randomly, and then the backgrounds are really pretty. Especially like when you fight Wally on Victory Road, that was really pretty.
Spoiler. Yes, I agree. Can't spoil it for a game that I have completed. I am the slowest player, so, well, you are the slowest player, but I will say for anybody who's actually going to complete a game, if can't complete it before me, that's too bad. You deserve to be spoiled at this point.
Well, yeah, spoilers for the decade-year-old game, but that fight is very pretty, and his location that he's in is very pretty, and yeah, they also, like, I'm really into competitive battling, so they did a lot of really good stuff. Like, they put two breeding or like daycares in the game, and one of them is at the battle resort, the area that opens at the end of the game, and it's right next to the guy who checks IVs, and there's also a trail that you can bike on forever by just holding up. So that's great. That's all just great. It saves so much time, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. You can catch 1 million legendaries. There's a ton of post-game stuff.
Yeah, you can catch 1 million legendaries, except for the 5 that I need.
Well, I mean, like this, the Poké Radar, or what is it? What is the thing?
The Navdex?
Yeah, Navdex is like the best thing. It made me so excited to actually catch all the Pokemon again. In fact, this is the first time since Diamond and Pearl that I was motivated to catch them all, and I did it. I have the Shiny Charm and everything, and I even got a living dex. Like I have in Pokemon Bank, I have like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, all the Pokemon, except for a couple of event legendaries that I don't own. But they're all in order, and like this game, the Dex Nav by itself inspired me to do that because it just gave you this like goal on every screen that seemed more attainable. Like when I was doing the completion of the Pokedex, whenever I knew exactly where I could find it in Y. Like I could open my Y game and find that Pokemon. Since I can't use DexNav, I was like, ugh, too much trouble. I'll just figure out how to get it on Alpha Sapphire. So I think it's pretty good. I hope they keep the DexNav because that's a really, really great feature. I mean, the story was stupid. Let's be real. But the Delta episode's pretty cool.
No.
Again, the environments. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, the Delta episode is not cool because all it is an errand fetch thing where they say go here, do this, go here, do this. But at the end of the thing, when you go, spoilers again, so people who have not played the Delta episode yet, like, get out. But when you face Deoxys in space, it's pretty neato.
That's true. I want to go back to space.
Yeah.
I want to have more space battles.
It was really cool, and I wish that there was more stuff like that. But that made the Delta episode really neat for me. And so, yeah, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It got me inspired to play competitively again and complete the Pokedex, and I can't really ask much more from a game than that.
Did you like it more than X and Y?
No. No, I didn't. But it kept the momentum that X and Y... Like, X and Y was basically, like, for me, a total rebirth of Pokemon. Like, it made it completely fresh for me. I was really burned out for, like, Black and White and Black and White 2. I didn't enjoy Black and White 2, like, at all. And Black and White was pretty hard to get through as well. And then X and Y was amazing. And it made me get really serious about competitive battling. And everything about that game was great. And so Oros isn't really quite as good as that, but it was good enough to keep my momentum of playing Pokemon going. So I think it's a success, but it is still a remake, not a fresh, new, awesome thing. So,
right,
yeah. But the fresh, new stuff in it was pretty cool. like the Dex Nav and the space and the more attention to battlefields. I liked those stuff. That stuff rather.
I am disappointed that they don't have where like you do a move and it affects something on the battlefield anymore.
Yeah. Where you can like, cut down the trees.
Yeah, another feature that was added in and then taken away.
Yeah, that's true. But those like the middle games always do that, except for Heart Gold Soul Silver, where they're making them concurrently, so they have a lot of the features in there. But I guess that the cutting down the berry trees was maybe a late addition, and so they were already working on Oras when they added that feature, and so it didn't make it an Oras. I assume that that's the reason to not include something cool like that, but I don't know. But yeah, it always seems like the middle steps are a little awkward, unless you're Heart Gold Soul Silver, in which case you did it great. But then they still left that behind on the next game.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Are you a big secret base kind of guy?
I was really excited to make my secret base, and then Blissey bases are a thing. So that's the only.
Can you explain that for our listeners?
Okay, so there's a Reddit thread, or you can just Google Blissey base, and it'll just be a thread on Reddit where users have created very meticulously a base where they have nothing in there. It's just their trainer, and that person has 3 Blissies. They also have a level cap thing. So instead of the Blissies being on level 50, which they're all level 100, but they cap them at 50 unless you have the level release. So you press the level release, and all the Blissies are level 100. They come out one at a time. They only know one move. That move is Healing Wish, and Healing Wish makes your Pokemon faint, and the next Pokemon that comes in has their status and health fully restored. So that's the only thing the Blissey can do, so it just KOs itself. The next Blissey comes in, it KOs itself. The next Blissey comes in, it tries that move, but it fails. But then you have as many turns as you want to knock that one out. Blissey is the Pokemon that gives you the most experience, so you can actually take up Pokemon. If you have like level O Power 3 on, you can take a Pokemon from level 1 to level 50 in one battle with that. So that's what a Blissey base is.
People still using O Powers?
Yeah, man. O Powers are great. If you're not using O Powers, you're missing out. You're missing out, man.
Can you actually get the full set of O Powers in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Because I kind of like stopped. I not really found a way to get more O Powers.
In fact, the O Powers segment of Oras implies that the events in Oras happen right before X and Y. Because, okay, spoilers again.
Wait, but does this have to do with the guy who shows up on the beach and he's all like, I don't know where I am?
No, that's Looker.
Yeah, okay. Then it's not related to that.
That's a different thing, yeah.
Okay.
There's these bald guys that hang out in the Mallville Pokemon Center, and you have to talk to them every day. They will give you a new O Power every day. Once you talk to all of them, they like meet you and say how awesome you are or whatever, and you help them out with some kind of errand, and then they, like Voltron, form together into the guy in the pink suit that gives you all the O Powers in X and Y. So
are you serious? Weird. That's super creepy.
I know, it's totally weird. And he's like, well, I'm off. And presumably he goes to the hotels in X and Y. So that guy is actually made of 5 bald guys, in case you were wondering.
So here's another question. So much. Shut up. You're wrong now, because that's actually pretty awesome. But here's another question for you. Does the Hoenn Defense Force stuff ever matter? Besides, like, that like your rival buys you one of the dolls at one point? Does it ever matter?
Well, I mean, your suit is the same as that, but that's like with your suit to go to space. But that's it. from everything that I've played, that's the only callback that they have to that. I wish there was more.
Yeah, should be. Wasted opportunity.
It's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't followed up on the Amnesiac Looker dealy until I finish my Pokedex stuff, because finishing my Pokedex is more important to me right now.
I mean, there's nothing to really follow up on that, so don't get your hopes up too much.
Well, I mean, do we help restore his memory or no?
No, he's just there. He just
there's gonna be something. It's got you just haven't figured it out.
maybe I haven't. I don't think there's anything with Looker in this one, but maybe there is. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I played quite a bit of auras on the plane to and from PAX, and a little bit while waiting in lines, because PAX has the stupidest panel system in the entire world. But that's besides the point.
Did you enjoy PAX?
I did. I went to PAX South.
Cool.
It was mediocre at best.
Oh. All right.
It was okay. I mean, it was fine. The journey between Gym 3 and Gym 4 is the stupidest thing in the world. It is so long.
Yeah.
And I didn't finish. Maybe I'm a slow Pokemon player, or I thought I was booking through as fast as possible, and I'll run away from every encounter if I don't have Repel. But I'll still battle every trainer for the money.
Yeah.
And you get more experience.
Yeah.
And when I left off, I left the third gym and figured out how to keep going north, because you gotta go to the volcano. Went to the volcano, cleared out Team Aqua, left the volcano. Then May was like, "Hey, I need to go battle the third gym leader. Let me teleport you back to this town." And now I'm back in the town that I started with.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? I need to get to the fourth gym, not back to the third gym. Why did this just happen? And that was like my whole plan, right? That was like 3 hours to get from that gym to the volcano back to the third gym.
So here's the nice news, though. They make it up completely between the fourth and the fifth gym, because you do them literally one right after the other.
Mm-hmm. Oh man! So this, I just got reminded. Your Premier Ball situation.
Yes. Do we have an answer?
Yes. So, well, you can't buy them, but you can get O Power, like bargain O Power level 3, reduces the cost of every item by 50% in the store, and you can sell items for 50% of their value in the store. So you just buy the most expensive thing and sell it back. Because for every 10 Pokeballs you buy, they give you a Premier Ball, so you can have infinite Premier Balls. So that's how you do that. That's how you fix that problem.
I guess that's okay. Not the ultimate solution, but
no,
yeah,
it's not just buying. It's not just buying them, but it is. You can get as many Premier Balls as you want that way.
I don't get why you would take that feature away.
Right. But
Pokeball stores, they should be a thing.
Yeah, they were. It was so cool in X and Y. It was even like a cool layout for the store. You're like, this is how this would work. They'd be in like little cases.
Man, if there was a way to balance money and balance people's time investments, and there's no way because people figured out how to RNG Pokemon.
Yeah.
But to like have it where if you grinded or played Pokemon a lot, you could actually buy a Master Ball.
That would be great. Man, I won the lottery last week where you get the Master Ball.
Oh, really?
Nobody ever wins the lottery.
I totally have a picture of it. I can send it to you guys in Skype or whatever. But yeah, I actually won the Master Ball the other week. I use Wonder Trade a lot. So I have like 6 boxes of other trainer IDs. So I basically have like 200 entries in the lottery every day. So it finally paid off. I got a Master Ball. Even though what I'm actually doing that for is for PP ups and PP maxes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was neat. It's very rare.
Anything else? Anyone has any? I mean, we'll continue talking about auras as episodes go on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just, be the one person on Pokemon podcast that kind of enjoyed auras.
Yeah. All I have to add is that in my playthrough of X, the ending for the Team Flare part of X makes so much more sense than the ending of the Team Flare part for Y. because it was all about how Xerneas was giving life and everything, and the part for Yveltal, it just kind of didn't sound right, that it was like this major destruction Pokemon, and what did that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
So...
Oh, I guess I never thought of that, because I played X.
Yeah, I only played Y, and I did have that kind of that weird like, what is it? What are they? What?
What are they trying to do? Yeah,
That's
and the Xerneas battle was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I think my gripe with auras, and this is probably me as a person in a personality sense, is I really like games like Monster Hunter and Destiny, which have the thinnest stories in the world. And the original Pokemon and Pokemon's up to that, the story's there, but at the same time, like, and I've said this before in the show, like, I like to name the rival somebody I can relate to.
Yeah.
And X, customize myself. And I don't want this, like, in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I think, like, the disconnect is, like, this guy's supposed to be your dad, and he's a gym leader, and these are your friends, and they're trying to form this story, whereas in other Pokemon games, that story's pretty thin.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to play a story game, I played, like, The Last of Us, where I don't think that's me. I think that's Joel. I think that's Ellie.
Yeah.
And in a Pokemon game, I want that to be me, and they're definitely not making that me in auras.
Yeah, you know, one, like, I guess in most Pokemon games, I'm sort of playing for the end anyway. Like, a lot of times I just try to power through the game section to get to the part that I find is fun, which is like breeding and doing competitive play and that kind of stuff. So at that point in the game, there is no story, so you can definitely just put it. It's like, this is Logan, and I'm doing all the things that Logan does. So I definitely get you. And story has never really been the high point of Pokemon. I thought X and Y did a pretty good job at doing both of those things, like having a more meaty story and making you feel like it was you.
Yeah, I think the balance there was pretty okay.
Yeah. They let you nickname yourself. Like, your friends gave you a nickname, and those friends actually had personalities that were kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like the guy with the Vanillite shirt was Nito. He's always dancing.
Tierno?
Tierno, yeah. He's super cool.
Yeah, and I liked checking in with those people, even though I couldn't name them, but their personalities were more memorable in a sense. Yeah, it was like exciting to see them. Because when I see May, I'm just like, either battle me or leave. Like, I don't want to know your drama.
Oh man, they like the weird stuff where like you're gonna go on a date with May or whatever, or she's definitely in love with you at the end was weird to me. It really took me out, and I was like, okay, I don't need this.
I know, because she's a girl, right? Ew.
Right. That's
not interested. No,
but, like,
thank you.
Even normally, like, that's your best friend. That, like, I don't want, like,
that's the best kind of relationship to get into. It's like you were friends first, and then you realized you're in love, and then it's wonderful. Well, you spend the rest of your life together being best friends. What kind of a relationship do you want?
I don't know, man. I guess a different one that's than that. But poor May, because she has only half of the beautiful story that you just told. The other half being my affection being returned to her.
That's what I'm talking about. I want that in a Pokemon game. I want it to be my journey, not a predetermined journey.
Yeah. I wish that there was something like really open with Pokemon. I mean, like, everybody says they want an MMO, but I don't think that would really be good.
No. Do you like? I think of a world where people are walking around and you're constantly getting like, "Hey, battle me, battle me."
Yeah,
like I don't want that.
Even right now, when people can just randomly, like on the PSS thing, where it just pops up like, "Hey, you want to trade Pokemon?" No, random person I don't know. I don't want to trade Pokemon with you. But that would happen all the time if it was an MMO.
Yeah. Well, no, it could be a setting that you set, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like only allow trade requests from my friends or something.
I think if there was, I hate to bring up Destiny, but I'm such a big Destiny player. But the cool thing about Destiny is it's not really an MMO, but when you go to the tower to buy stuff or get your bounties for the day, that connects you with 16 people.
Yeah.
And that's always random. So in Pokemon, if there was a town or a universal hub where you would go to possibly buy Pokeballs or trade or something more than what you do daily, and there was like a building where you could walk in and people would want to battle,
Yeah.
or there was an area where people would want to trade or some kind of auction house or something of that sort, and still keep the main game open to where you're not constantly running into somebody who wants to battle, but you could go to a hub to meet people.
Yeah,
And
that seems.
yeah, and the tower in Destiny, you're not. I don't go there with the intent to meet people. I go there to get my stuff done. But I realize there are real people moving around and interacting. And there's been times where I'm just standing there and somebody messages me and they're like, "Hey, we're looking for one more to do this. Do you want to join us?" or something of the sort. And it's cool when you actually do that and spend 20 minutes with a random person you just met that asked for help, and you go on your way afterwards. But it's like cool that option was available.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something like that. Something like that could be implemented for Pokemon, and it would be really neat.
Maybe if you could invite people to do like a double battle with you against something like a challenge that they couldn't get past.
Do you guys remember? Was it in Black and White, or maybe it was X and Y, where there was just that section where you could team up with somebody, and then it would give you random Pokemon, and then you fought, like you had 3, or you had 2, and your friend had 2, and then it was just like the battle tower, but for you and a buddy. Is that?
Are you on drugs? What are you talking about?
You don't remember that? That was like my favorite thing of that particular game. I think it was Black and White. There was a little village that was all. Every location had a different sort of battle in it. One of them was that you had a friend nearby, and it gave you random Pokemon, and then you fought against Pokemon. And every round, if you won, you could get one of their Pokemon. You could sub out one of yours for one of theirs in the battle. Do you don't remember that?
I vaguely remember that.
I don't remember that at all, and I've played a heck of a lot of Black and White and Black and White 2.
It was super fun. Find
a friend, like one of your friends that was online, or
it was one of your friends that was nearby, like physically. I think you had to be physically nearby.
So did it have to do with the tree in the middle? Oh, that was so underutilized. that tree in the middle of Unova, where you would go for doing that kind of stuff. What was that called?
That's probably it. I remember it being in like the bottom right hand corner of like there was like 6 buildings you could go to. Anyway, that was a super fun thing. The mechanic of, you didn't have to bring guys that took you 7 hours to build or anything like that.
You know what? It was probably Black City.
Okay.
Because I never played any game that had Black City. I only ever had White Forest.
Oh. Well, wait, but I had Black version. Yeah. No, I don't know. I'll message you about it or whatever. It doesn't. We don't have enough information for this.
What I would want is like a Pokemon draft system where you go in to battle somebody else. Could be in a central hub like Destiny, but more along the lines like Hearthstone, where they give you 3 Pokemon, you pick one. They give you 3 Pokemon, you pick one.
It was very similar to a draft. It was just that you had to you carved out your team as you went instead of all at the beginning and then have battles. So it was sort of like a draft system, and absolutely the other way around, where it was just a draft, would be super fun. I would love that. That would even be a cool format for tournaments.
Yeah, I mean I've complained about this before, but you get in like, if you have a Garchomp, you need to have these 4 moves.
Yeah.
If you have a Seadra, you need these. No one uses Seadra. You need these 4 moves.
Kingdra, maybe, but
at least in a draft, you could see like 3 Pokemon, and it was like, oh, this Zapdos outclasses these other 2, but its moves aren't as good as this Pikachu.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be really cool.
Glad you mentioned Zapdos, that we've now been on this for, an hour and 15 minutes, and I still haven't seen him enough time to catch him. Oh.
It is an arduous task.
That is a fun mechanic in a game. Let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we have a couple questions to run through, and then our item of the week, and that should wrap up our show for this week. And we are back once again with your questions. I'm in a real mood today. Maybe I'm just tired.
More Sour Patch Kids, man.
Or Sour Patch Kids.
Get that sugar rush. Sugar crush. Tasty.
Oh my gosh.
Delicious.
So we're going to run through some questions. Some came through via Twitter. Some came through via email. Trying to get questions to do every episode. So if you want to send us a question, just tweet at us at Pokemon Podcast and use the hashtag PKMNcast. So it's easy for us to find your question so we can answer it on the show. Starting off with Andrew Sensei on Twitter. If IRL, I believe in real life, which Pokemon do you think people would use to get attention/chat others up?
I answered this one on Twitter. I said Esper.
Yeah, any cute one. Any little cute one that you could take to a park or whatever, and people would be like, oh, look at your little Esper. What's its name?
Well, that's good. I didn't think of it that way. Like a dog park kind of situation.
Yeah.
Kind of something like that. You're walking down the street. Like, when I walk down the street with Iris, I get, phone numbers left and right from dudes. I get hit on by every dude. They're like, oh, your dog is so cute. Would you go on a date with me? And I'm like, nah, I mean, maybe. What way did you think of it? My only love is Steve.
I was thinking more of you would use a Wingull for to be a carrier pigeon.
To chat others up?
Yeah.
To send messages back and forth, like people in Four Tree City, which is a part of the game he hasn't even gotten to. But it's like the dude in Four Tree City, and then the girl is in Moss Deep, I think. Mm-hmm. Is that it? And they send messages back and forth with the Wingull. Spoilers.
There you go. I mean, it's not like I didn't play the game a decade ago.
I don't remember that from Emerald.
I think it was there. Yeah, I guess the cute Pokemon would win.
Which Pokemon would be the opposite of that? What's that horrible Relicanth? I was like Relicanth, that horrible rockfish Pokemon that just looks like something you'd find.
Relicanth is what you use to let everybody know you are not up for talking right now.
Mose Pegby 780 on Twitter. If Taylor Swift were a Pokemon, which one would she be?
Because she wouldn't be Beyonce, because that's Beyonce.
That's true. That's very true.
Because that was my initial thought.
What about Meloetta?
Possibly, but I think Meloetta is prettier than Taylor Swift. I was thinking of what's the bird with the 3 heads? Wow, my brain is
Dodrio?
Dodrio, right there. That's Taylor Swift.
Tell me why. Does she sound like 3 squawking birds?
Yeah, there you go. I've never listened to one Taylor Swift song ever.
You should listen to Shake It Off, because that song is really good.
No,
it's really good.
I only listen to country music now.
Okay, well, that's fair.
What?
She was a country music star, so she counts as a country no matter what she does.
Oh, you got me. I only listen to Casey Musgraves now. Who, if you are looking for some music to turn your life around, if you're feeling down, feeling bummed out, and need a little happiness, you get that Casey Musgraves album going and listen from top to bottom, and by the end, you will just have a little bit of happiness in your heart. I am the grouchiest person in the world. I put on Casey Musgraves, and I'm like, life is not that bad.
My only other suggestion may be Shaman.
Shaman? She does kind of resemble Shaman.
Flowers.
Jigglypuff seems like maybe. She's a singer.
Yeah. I could see Shaman with a microphone, though.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Which shaman form? Just like regular hedgehog shaman?
No, not the hedgehog. The dog one.
Okay.
I thought it was a deer.
Is it? I don't know. It's on 4 legs.
It's got like a pointy nose. Well, I guess my dog has a pointy nose.
Deerling?
Maybe it's like a greyhound.
Like a bus.
Yeah, it's a bus.
Lionheart21 on Twitter. PKMNcast was thinking about running a premiere event for upstate New York area. What do you say about that?
Sounds like a great
Oswego.
plan.
I say Oswego.
What?
Oswego?
Oswego.
Asiego? Like the bagel?
No,
Oswego?
Oswego, like the town in upstate New York where you can have your competition because there's a state university there where you can probably rent some space. Go for it. Done. Answered. Next question.
Yeah, sounds great.
Hopefully you don't have to pay for space, though.
Well, that's why I said a state university.
Oh, okay. I guess you could do it to a library, too, but no one goes to libraries.
Do they have those anymore?
I think so.
Libraries are for free Wi-Fi, where you can just chill out and not have to buy a product.
I would also say try to have it near the Vermont border because I know at least like 1.5 dudes in Vermont who play Pokemon.
Okay, so if you're for sure running an event, super awesome. If you're running it, don't plan on competing. And
No, that's right. You got that right.
Don't plan on having any free time. And I don't know if this appeals to masters or all ages, but if you're getting people under the age of 14, be prepared to answer a ton of questions. Be prepared to see kids cheat, because I don't know why, but 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds love cheating. I'm prepared to talk to a lot of parents in that case. If it's, all adults, you're probably going to have a way easier time overall, but that would be my advice.
The little kids do cheat quite a bit.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it was super funny at Midwest Gaming Classic last year when 2 kids challenged Kenny and Kenny and David to a doubles battle, and they were like, okay, and the 2 kids had like Mewtwo, Zapdos, and Ty. It was nothing but legendaries, and they just barely won. But David, I don't even know what I'm thinking. David and Kenny went to battle again, and they were like, no, we're good. We won once with our legendaries. We're gonna leave now. Kids are the worst. Terrible.
Not gonna get any argument from me.
Go for it, though. That's really cool to run an event. They're a lot of work, though. Let's see here. Samuel P. wrote in email. You can also email us any questions you have at sbj@pkmncast.com. Question for the next episode. You guys have mentioned you played board games or you play board games at conventions several times on the podcast. I'm wondering, what are your favorite board games? Thanks for answering. Keep up the good work.
Been waiting my whole life for this question.
Does it have to be a board game, or can it be a deck builder? Because my predilection.
Oh, it's absolutely a board game.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not, because there's no board.
Well, I would say tabletop
counts.
game is like an overall blanket.
Okay.
Logan, you want to start?
Sure. What am I playing right now? I really like Camel Up a lot. Camel Up's pretty fun. You're betting on camel races, and they stack on top of each other, and the camel on top is the current winner, and it's amazing.
The good thing about Camel Up is it plays up to 8 people.
Yeah, that is the good thing, because you can have a very large crowd, and it's fine. Sheriff of Nottingham is really fun. It's a really simple concept that you're like smuggling goods into Nottingham, and it's all about lying. So one person at a time is the sheriff, and other people look him in the eye and tell him, like, I have 3 chickens in this sack. And you might have 3 chickens or you might not. The sheriff can look in your bag, and if he does and you were not lying, he has to pay you money. And if you were lying, he confiscates the goods that you were lying about, and you have to pay him money. And the person with the most money at the end is the winner, and everybody gets to be the sheriff twice. It's really fun. I've been playing King of New York. That's like King of Tokyo, but a little bit more complicated. You can destroy stuff in the city, and the cards are way better. Like, the mechanics of the game are very similar to King of Tokyo, which is basically Yahtzee, but you're monsters battling. So instead of like a bunch of 5s, you would get like claws to attack the other monsters. The cards in that game were pretty slow, but in King of New York, most of them give you energy, so you can buy more cards. So there's a lot of cards going on in the game, so it's more interesting.
King of New York and King of Tokyo, both made by Richard Garfield, who made Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, fun fact. Splendor is very simple and awesome.
Is that the one with the gems?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the one we played at that night when I was over at visiting you?
Yes.
I don't like that game.
Kimball's Cascade is like a top-down shooter, like 1942 or something, and they actually turned that into a board game pretty well, and it's really neato. And Lords of Waterdeep. I wasn't a fan
of that game either.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like my game of the con.
I remember you talking about it, and then I went to play it, and I was like, meh.
That's fair. It's kind of polarizing. Like, a lot of my friends like it a lot, and a lot of my friends don't like it at all, and there's not really anybody in between.
Yeah, I'm also super picky about 4 to 5 player games.
Yeah. Yeah, I have very few opportunities to play 4 to 5 player games. Oh man, we speaking of 4 to 5 player games, the XCOM board game is kind of neat. You have to download an app for your phone or your tablet, and it tells you like what's going on in the game. So random events happen, but the app will tell you what happens. So maybe a UFO lands in North America, and it tells you to do that. So there's different roles that you play. One person has to like manage the budget of XCOM. One person has to like command the troops to go destroy aliens. One person has to like manage communications, meaning interface with the iPad. But the best thing is that the iPad has a searchable rulebook, which if that was in every game, then every game would be better. I think I've said enough. I've said like 10.
Will, do you have some board games to recommend?
Well, what would you guess is my favorite?
Pokemon TCG.
No. Probably Love Letter.
Love Letter is really good.
Outside of that, because I do play like Love Letter at every opportunity that I can, because I keep a deck in my work bag. I mean, I am a big fan of Kenzo Megata's, but that is really hard to get now.
What is that?
It's a deck builder where it's based on the Norse gods versus the Roman gods, and basically you pick a god card to play as, which gives you certain abilities, and then you the deck building is buying disciples for kind of like disciple things for you as a god, and then what makes it the best part of Kenzumi Goddess is each of the cards, when you play it down, you can follow it by another card of a certain color. So you do these chains of playing down cards as long as you've lined up the colors the right way to do different attacks against the other gods and other buffs and stuff like that. So I like that kind of strategy.
That sounds very interesting. But it's hard to get?
It's hard to get because it was like only mail order, and I don't think you can mail order it anymore. And it was like one of those Kickstarter funded games, and then just didn't get very far.
Oh, is Kenzu Megara?
Nope, it's Kanzume Goddess, and the joke is that they're in a can.
They're in a can.
Yeah. Kanzume Goddess.
Oh, I get it.
Oh,
That's funny.
It is sold in a can. It's really good. Like if you get a chance to play it, it's just like it's pretty quick to pick up. And you can have, and besides like a game where each person plays as an individual god trying to win for themselves, you can also do team ups where it's like two gods playing against two gods.
Is it $82 plus $6.02 of shipping?
Wow, I did not spend that much on it. No, 40 or 50 on it. I think it's $50 good.
Okay, maybe I'll wait for a sale.
It's hard for me to recommend board games because there's usually a learning curve and then a cost curve and then a player count curve. I really like Cash and Guns.
It's good. It's simple.
Yeah, it's super simple. It's like $30 on Amazon.
I didn't like that one at all.
That's the weird thing with board games is they're
your mileage may vary on all board games.
So the premise is everyone gets like a foam gun. You can play up to 8 people, and you're competing to get this pool of money. You're all like mafia people, so you're fighting over this pool of money. There's 8 rounds, 8 people, up to 8 people, and there's one person who's the Godfather, and they'll count down from 3. So 3, 2, 1, and everyone will point their gun at somebody. And that person will have to decide if the person pointing the gun has a fake bullet or a real bullet, a blank or a real bullet, and everyone has 5 blanks, 3 real bullets. If you think they do, you fall over and you don't get any loot for the round. If you take the chance and they do shoot you, you fall over and you don't get any loot for the round. But if they shoot you with a blank, you stay and then you get your opportunity of loot. So if 3 people are standing and there's 8 loots, everyone's going to get 2 pieces of loot, plus 2 more people will get 1 more. It's really fast and really easy. I feel like anytime you explain a board game on a podcast, it always sounds way more complicated. And I know
that game is super easy.
And I know that because I listen to a lot of board gaming podcasts, and anytime they explain the game, even if I know how to play it, I feel like they're explaining it poorly, and that's what I feel like I'm doing it right now.
Oh,
Cash and Guns is pretty good. Dead of Winter is probably my favorite game that came out.
I played that last night. It was so good. It was super fun.
It's super good. It's a co-op game, so everyone's working together. And everyone has their own secret objectives that they're trying to achieve, as well as everyone's working to achieve a main objective. And there's a possibility that one person's a traitor. Not in all games, but in some games it's possible. It's a random element. And if that person's a betrayer, they're trying to achieve their own objective, as well as sabotage the main objective for everyone else. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's a very simple game of, there's a lot of dice rolling, and it's more luck than skill based.
So in the game we had last night, a dog, like one of the characters is a dog.
Yeah.
And the dog was the serial killer's betrayer, and it killed everybody.
That's amazing.
It was fantastic.
Dead of Winter, though, is a little hard to find, and it's expensive. It's like $50, $60. They just reprinted it, so it should be a bit easier. But that game's really good. A little harder to learn, though. Pretty simple to teach, though, if one person knows the rules very well.
Mm-hmm.
Machi Koro is probably one of my favorite games. It's like Splendor, where you're trying to build an engine to achieve your goal first. In Splendor, I think it's to get 15 gems or 15 points based off gems. In Machi Koro, it's to build a little town in front of you. So you have to build like a radio tower and a mall. And in order to build the mall, you just need to pay 10 coins. So what you're doing is you're trying to get little things like a farm can get you 1 coin, but you could get like 3 farms, and then that can get you 3 coins a turn. So you're trying to build an engine to build 4 buildings. I like it a little bit better than Splendor because Splendor's much more not luck-based. What's the opposite of luck? Skill. Splendor's more skilled. Machikoro is a little more luck, and I think That's a bit funner for people who aren't more familiar with board games.
Yeah.
Like if I played Splendor 10 times, I'm going to have a better idea of how to win than somebody who just started playing. I guess those are my recommendations.
I actually forgot one game that I really love. My absolute favorite game.
What is it?
Do you remember, Steve, when we went to Board Game Barrister and they had that demo game where they had the little flip tiles and it was you could only flip one? I like that one because I got to play it with you.
Aww.
I forget what that game's called. Like Niku something.
It was really cute, really simple.
Yeah, it's very simple.
So Betrayal at House on the Hill is very good. It's good for
dude. You had your 10.
I know, but I forgot. It was the best one. It's so good. Betrayal at House on the Hill has 50 different scenarios in it of like all horror movies, and one person will definitely be a traitor, and it reveals like the whole time this guy was Dracula. So you're exploring this like haunted house as a group of like Scooby gang, and then halfway through the game, somebody is revealed to be the traitor. So you don't know if you're going to betray everybody or not.
I love that game.
It's
but
so
it
good.
has so many problems.
It does. They had a re-release that fixed a lot of the problems. So the re-release has a lot of rules clarifications and stuff. And your mileage may vary on everything.
Though, is if you have like one person who's not good at board games and they're the traitor.
Yeah, they just lose. Yeah. So yes, definitely your mileage may vary. Also, if you get the thing that is Stuart Little, just throw that away. Never do that scenario because all your friends will hate that game and never let you play it again because that's what happens sometimes. And then Coup is very, very simple to learn and good for a variable number of players.
Coup is good.
Yes, but it's difficult to play if you don't have intelligent people.
Well, that's the thing about line games is like the Resistance, Coup, Love Letter, Cash and Guns, kinda, I guess. But like if you don't like lying, like that's a whole genre of gaming that just doesn't appeal to people.
Right.
Oh god, that's right. I confused Coup and Resistance. Resistance I can do. Coup I can't do. I cannot lie. I in my heart can't do it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like just being honest every single turn, which helped me to win. But I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Coup, you could tell the truth the whole time, and you don't necessarily have a bad chance at winning. It's just not. You have perhaps less options. Well, definitely less options, but it can pay off for sure. People call you on fake bullshit all the time. I got mobile sword. I'm sorry. Yeah. I got excited about that question.
The Resistance is probably my favorite game, but it is pure lying. And if you go into that game with one person who doesn't like to lie or is even bad at it, that it cripples the whole game.
Yeah.
And that's what I love board games, but they're the worst hobby in the world. They're like expensive. If people don't show up, then you have to redo your options. If one person isn't into it, it ruins it for everyone else.
It's true.
It's real dumb. I'm going to Gen Con. I spent $700. It's stupid.
Yeah, dude, me too. But I love it. I love it. There's still games in shrink wrap from Gen Con on my shelf right now.
Yep. I still have like 3 games from Gen Con I haven't even played. Don't get into board games. It's a dumb hobby.
Yeah. But if you do all the things that we said just now.
But if you do. All right. Next question from Zach D. Hi. First off, you're all awesome. Second, what are your guys' sports teams if you have them? Third, thoughts on the upcoming Ash and Serena's first date Pokemon anime episode? You don't have to answer that one if you don't want to.
I don't have a team.
You got the Atlanta Braviaries, right?
What?
Isn't that a team? The Atlanta Braviaries? It's like a baseball team or something?
Sure. I see what you did there. I don't have a good Pokemon pun for a South Carolina team though.
Well, South Carolina doesn't have any teams.
Yeah. We have the Carolina Panthers, which are
in North Carolina.
Carolinas. Yeah, but they're for both Carolinas. They're not the North Carolina Panthers. They're just the Carolina Panthers.
So Logan's not into sports. I don't think Will's into sports.
I like. No, you're right. I mean, I like Steven Strasberg, but I don't really care for the Nationals.
Hmm. I'm not into any sports. Never have been. I just started watching WWE, and I like that. But that's not sports. That's just a soap opera. That's all it is. Saul's probably really mad at me right now, but he knows it's a soap opera. Thoughts on the upcoming Ash and Serena episode? I didn't know about that, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter because Ash resets every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for him to leave Kalos for whatever the next thing is going to be. I mean, okay, so just to do a little informed, I think it's sweet because, you know, their story obviously was tracked back to when they were little kids, and, you know, he helped her when she got a boo-boo, and then, you know, she returned the favor later on and returned his little handkerchief that he used to cover her cut or whatever. And so, I mean, that's cute and everything, but could you keep your romance out of my Pokemon, please?
Again, how's that we don't want a date from May.
Yes.
Yep. Justin D. When you are hunting, breeding, capturing, etc., what Pokemon do you use and what are their builds?
That's a complicated question. Vileplume with the like something that makes it well, does Vileplume? Yeah, Vileplume will have a sweet scent, and the false swipe, right, is the one that leaves 1 HP.
Yeah,
and something that'll do poison damage so that it'll like gradually get lower, so it'll be more likely to get caught, and maybe like a Giga Drain. There you go.
My hunter Pokemon is an Absol with Thunder Wave because paralyzation lasts forever. It doesn't get better, and it won't kill them. And then it has False Swipe and Mean Look. If they, I mean, it's not really a problem anymore in Oras or X and Y, but they used to have the dogs that ran away, so you could just Mean Look so they wouldn't run away. And that's the one to catch things. And then I have a Venusaur with Sweet Scent for EV training, and Talon Flame with Fly and Flame Body for breeding. That's the squad. Right. And then Swampert with Surf for horde battles.
You definitely need Volcarona for breeding. Absolutely.
Volcarona has the thing like that hits everybody, right? I mean,
well, it has Incinerate. Incinerate will hit all opponents and burn up their berries.
Oh wow!
And Overheat as well will hit all opponents.
I just use Premier Balls.
Have you ever actually put 2 Pokemon in the daycare to breed them?
No.
I didn't think so.
Absolutely.
You should do that because then you can breed Pokemon with Premier Balls. Like
that's
now
true.
You can pass down the Premier Ball.
I forget which one passed down the Premier Ball. Is that the mother or the father?
The mother.
The mother. Yeah, I think when I'm pretty sure I did it right, but I was catching one gender only in Premier Balls because I knew it would pass down in X and Y. And then I forgot about it in Aura, so I just started catching everything in Premier Balls. But I did think about it in X and Y. I kind of knew what I was doing. Danny H. writes in, hey guys, we all know how SBJ feels about Lucario, but that's because I hate him. But I was wondering if what other Pokemon you guys dislike?
Wow, where should we start?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Lucario is pretty lame. I don't like Seismotoad. I hate that.
What?
He's okay.
I hate that guy.
You're wrong there, man.
Palatoad's way worse than Seismotoad.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate Smeargle based on competitive battling.
What? Smeargle's pretty cool.
Smeargle is really cool. He's a great Pokemon, but he also is crazy to fight against.
Puccina's pretty much, he's dumb.
Well, because of he was the cool part of Twitch Plays Pokemon, the 3rd generation, right? Like that was
what? Oh, he was cool there. He's just dumb in auras because everyone from Team Aqua has like 17 of them.
Oh man, that one battle when they sent their horde trainer battle, and they send out like 5 Poochyenas, and they all have Intimidate. And I sent out a guy with physical attack, so I was like, oh no, this is like they have an actual strategy. And then all 5 of them use Roar to reset my stats.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
It was, I mean, like Roar is a good move and Intimidate is a great ability, but you don't want to do both of those things. Right, but it was scary for a second.
That sounds legit. When Twitch plays Pokemon, they all had Poochyena. That was pretty cool. But that just shows you how many Poochyena are in auras.
Yeah, it's true.
Zubat's pretty bad.
No, because it grows into Crobat, and Crobat is sweet.
Golbat was my first shiny, so I have a soft spot for that.
Golbat's got a big mouth.
Yeah, he does.
Barbaracle is gross because nobody wants eyeballs on hands.
That's true.
That's just super gross.
Pan's Labyrinth taught us that. It had a character with eyeballs on hands, guys.
I've seen the movie. I don't think to go back there in my life. It was not a good experience the first time I saw it, and it has such a sad ending, I don't ever want to see it again.
Magnemite's pretty terrible.
No! Magnemite is cool.
He's okay.
I'll say that, like, when people are like, oh man, Pokemon's running out of ideas, talking about like Klefki or whatever, I always want to say, but Voltorb and Electrode, that was in the first 150, and those are just Pokeballs, and one of them's just turned upside down.
Yeah. Also, Grimer and Muck aren't that fancy.
Right. They're just nothing. Ditto is nothing. There's a bunch of Pokemon. I mean, like, Klefki is really neato. They did not run out of ideas. That's awesome.
Klefki is really cool. I'm trying to think of what I don't like. There's probably more Pokemon I like than I don't like.
That's true. That's agree.
Very true. That's very true.
Lucario's pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Cascoon and Silcoon, you can't tell them apart.
It's true.
It's like all the mid-level stage 1 and the TCG was what you would call them Pokemon, where it's like you just want to get past it.
Yeah.
You don't want to bag-ons. You don't want to hang out with that dude.
Well, Shelgon's the middle one, right?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Vibrava's the middle one, though. Trapinch, Vibrava.
Yeah. I don't like Unknown. I hate Unknown.
Yeah, Unknown's pretty terrible. As of just a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Do you have every letter of Unknown?
No, man. Nope.
Then you don't have a living Pokedex. Start over.
I definitely do. And that is one of the reasons why I hate Unknown. Because
you need like every letter.
26 unknowns. That's stupid.
You need every letter.
I don't.
Last part to the question from Danny H. Also, last episode, either Travis or Will, I don't remember, we're talking about having a dating service. Were they being serious?
So many people have contacted me about that. I mean, I could put people's names out there, but I can't guarantee any results. I believe Sam Blasey asked me to put his name out there, but he's not my Facebook friend, and I limited it to Facebook friends. So if you meet Sam Blasey, he's the thumbs up guy. You can tell because he's always doing a thumbs up in his life. Do not date him. Do not. Stay away. Until he becomes my Facebook friend, he is not allowed to have any dates.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon Podcast has been connecting people in the past.
I would agree.
That's like the subtitle of Pokemon Podcast, Connecting People in the Past.
That's all the questions we have. So thank you, everyone who sent us questions. If you want your question heard, you can tweet at us at Pokemon Podcast with the hashtag PKMNcast, or you can just email in. Email address is sbj@pkmncast.com. Let's take another quick break, and we'll finish off the show with our item of the week. All right, and we are back to bring you item of the week. And this week's item is, of course, all our items are from PokemonCenter.com. It still exists. You can still buy stuff from PokemonCenter.com. Meowstic male Poke Plush, trainer size, 17.5 inches. That's the item name. So, this is one of the trainer size plushes. I think they're supposed to represent real size of Pokemon, hence trainer size. I don't know if this represents the real size of Meowstic male, but it is $42.99. Usually ships in 24 hours. Recommended age 4 years and up. Made in China.
No reviews.
No, just two reviews.
Two reviews.
It is 17.5 inches tall, 14.5 inches wide, and weighs 0.91 American pounds.
So it is, should be 2 feet if it was real life.
Yeah, we're getting a foot and a half.
Yeah. So it's a real short Meowstic.
Real short. It has 2 reviews. 1 out of 2 people found this review helpful. Adorable and high quality by Pokey Fluffy, Southern Region Champion, Tampa Bay, Florida. Oh, this review's a little... No, that's not that long. My mom got me this for Christmas, and not only is it big, about the size of my pillow pet, but it is very cuddly. I may be an adult, but this is a great plushie to cuddle with at night. I definitely recommend this for any Meowstic and Pokemon fan.
Or lonely people.
You have to be both a Meowstic and Pokemon fan. What's a pillow pet? I don't know.
It's a pillow.
It's a pillow that turns into a pet.
It's a pillow pet.
Interesting.
That's seriously the entire gimmick. It's a big deal. Also, fun fact, the reason why pillow pets exist is because the tariff on pillows is way less than the tariff on toys. So that's your knowledge for the day.
I don't even know. I know what those words mean, but I don't know what they mean in that sequence. Why are you talking about international macroeconomic theory in a Pokemon podcast?
I don't know.
Because we spent like 20 minutes talking about board games.
It's true. But I find that particular fact super fascinating.
What I can say is both of my nieces were desperate to get pillow pets, and they did at one point in their lives.
I mean, to piggyback off Logan's point, a lot of board game stores sell like kids' toys and puzzles and plushes, and they make more money off of that than they do off of the board games they sell.
Yep.
That and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Next review by Laura from Ohio. 1 out of 2 people found this review helpful. My boyfriend got me this for Christmas, and I absolutely love everything about it. It's a huge plush. The material is extremely soft, and the details are perfect. I recommend this plush to any and every Meowstic lover out there. She also spelled Meowstic with a K.
You are, Steve, a big Meowstic with a CK.
Meowstic.
Wow.
It's like a cat toy, a Meowstic.
I mean, Steve, Meowstic is one of your favorite Pokemon.
It is. The eyes on this are a little weird, though.
The eyes on this stuffed animal are super freaky.
So, like, hover over the little image, the little thumbnail image on the bottom, and now just go right and left, like, quickly. And it's super freaky.
Because it turns around really fast?
Yeah, it turns around. It's like possessed. This is the most fascinating feature to me.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that on this website.
I like Meowstic a lot, but I don't know if I'd pay $42.99 for it.
For a stuffed animal. Oh.
Yeah.
Is that because of the tariffs?
It might be.
I mean, if I saw it in person, it might be an impulse buy.
Yeah, if you were at like the Pokemon Center in New York.
Yeah. But I don't know if I can impulse buy off of online.
I definitely have a Bowser approximately that size that was an impulse buy from the Pokemon Center in New York. So, yeah, I can vouch for that. You can make different purchase decisions when it's in person.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if there was a trainer-sized Pokemon I would buy, though.
I'd probably buy I was going to say Klefki, but I want to buy a Klefki keyring. But it's $58 on Amazon now.
No bueno.
Is it an import?
Yeah.
Nah, they'll get it here eventually.
I feel like I have a trainer size
Mincino?
Yeah. But it wasn't $42. It was like $25.
Let's see all the trainer size ones. There's Mudkip for $45. Finnegan for $43. Pikachu, $43. You can have the female Meowstic for $43. Yeah, they're just starters and Meowstics. And Pikachu.
No Espers?
No Espers.
Esper is much better than Meowstic.
I would
True.
agree.
Yep.
Esper's pretty sweet.
Little Esper with the flower, and it was so sad because its owner died, and
I think that wraps us up for this week's show, though.
No, I haven't caught Zapdos yet. I'm in the cave with him, though, so you guys are close.
Good,
But you're
good.
close.
You're close. Logan, where can they find you?
Twitter.com/Logan Jenkins is a place. I guess you could go to loganjenkins.com if you want to see my design portfolio or website portfolio. It's like, it hasn't been updated in like 4 years. So,
Like any
There's
good
that.
designer.
right.
Will, where can they find you?
On Twitter, it's Wash in the Sink. PSN, it's Wash in the Sink. On what's that other thing we do? Facebook, Stabinate D Speaker. The D is for delicious. And if you are a Facebook friend with me, not a Twitter follower, but a Facebook friend, I will potentially mention your name and tell people to either date or not date you, depending on my harsh judgment of your lifestyle.
I don't even know what that means.
You're such a good guy, Will.
I'm a very critical person of all other people.
Yes, you are. You can follow the show on Twitter at Pokemon Podcast. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PKMNcast. We have a website, PokemonPodcast.com or PKMNcast.com. Either one will get you there. If you haven't done so already, please leave us a review in iTunes, even if you don't listen to us in iTunes. But you can also listen to us on Stitcher Radio and YouTube and Scatter Radio and a million other services that have our podcast. You're clearly listening to it right now, so you already found the solution. Finally, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at Dragging a Lake. If you want to play Destiny with me on PlayStation 4, PS4, same thing, at Dragging a Lake. I play that a lot because I have no life.
Yeah, and probably if you're playing Destiny with Steve, you're going to be playing Destiny with me. We play Destiny together quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. It's a good relationship. My Destiny might slow down because I've already done everything in Destiny, and Monster Hunter comes out this weekend. So I will probably be playing Monster Hunter 4.
Cool.
And that's it. That's our show. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
Super effective.
In love with love. And Zapdos, which I still haven't caught.
Zapdos.